Just two guys breaking Thursday night football. One dressed as a camel, one dressed as Jesus. Honestly, though, Jesus might have rode camels. Not that I want you to ride me. I don't mean it like that. I just mean like it's like a. I don't think you realize like I didn't mean to do this, but we're a couple ornaments shy of a manger scene. Are we not?
We are.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Did you say we were breaking Thursday night football?
Breaking down.
Did I
say breaking?
Down. I mean, you were excited.
Yeah, excited.
Who isn't excited?
We are breaking the score of Thursday night football.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
No, player.
You want to let Reid do it?
Yeah, cowboy.
Who's dressed as a fish taco?
Chris, you sent your guess in first. So I'm going to read that first. Chris said Bucks 24, Ravens 20.
What are
Macon.
you, dude?
You have got to be kidding me. What is it with this day? This day sucks.
Macon, Bucks 31, Ravens 27.
Are you kidding me? So basically, it's just a total game.
I poured on a ton of points just to be funny because I knew you were going to pick the Ravens. This is
Macon. You knew it was going to happen because earlier you said,
Jesus
"What's the
Christ.
total?"
I don't think Jesus knows. I think your dad knows what's going to happen. I don't think Jesus was like, "Oh, he was a prophet."
Well,
he would clean up on the WinBet account.
Well, love your enemies.
Yeah.
All right. And pray for those who persecute you, so that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven, for he makes the sun rise.
This is making me uncomfortable, and I'm not even a devout Christian.
Well, I didn't mean for so many points.
Yeah.
I just did it because sometimes you have wild scores.
So what happens now?
It's a total thing, and you're fine. You're fine. You win. Congrats. Well, no.
31-27. So what's the number I have to watch out for? Just talk to me like
fast math. Watch this. I know you like to do triple-digit multiplication. Yeah. Watch this double-digit addition. 31 and 27.
Yeah, it's easy.
Me, easy. 58. Your score was 24-20.
44.
Easy. 44. Difference is 14. All right, so
I
7.
just need to take 40. I need 50.
51.
51's the magic number. 50, I win.
51's a tie. 50 and a half and below, you're good.
I feel pretty good about this.
Dude, you're good. Here's
the
where
thing that I worry about
here's
is
where you
the
lose.
Buccaneers.
The Ravens winning.
Yeah, we're not going to lose. As long as I don't lose, it could be 3-1 week 12. I don't care. Like,
and
it
might
need to be in striking distance.
It might be. Now we can all root for the Ravens. Yeah,
a lot of ties.
A lot of ties is code for a lot of us getting Thursday night wrong.
Okay, do you want to get into the podcast?
We'd be like, if we were up on a TV show before a game, we'd be like Jack Collinsworth, 2-6 on the year.
Yeah.
That was funny.
He's got a good head of hair.
No? Bad news for Jack. Yeah.
Really?
I like Jack, but no, it's heading backwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you scoping everybody's fucking hair.
Well, I have a compulsion with it because it's one of my fears. There's an Easter egg for you. One of my fears is losing my hair.
You think dude, he just might have a high hairline. He's got good lettuce though.
Dog, he is swooping it back from way far. You should have seen it when he was in Denver last week.
All right, I guess we'll see in December when the winds really whip
he's
up.
heading for pops, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's back there. It's high peaks. I got high peaks. There's nothing wrong with high peaks.
Okay. All right. This show's going to have high peaks.
Low valleys.
Freaky Friday. Well, there's probably a quote about that too if you want to continue to Google Jesus quotes, what you do when you're in the. But let's get this thing started.
Welcome to the Freak Show.
Oh yeah, we're here. We in here. I went to the Halloween store today. Full disclosure, I got pretty much everybody. Producer Scott didn't get a costume. I felt pretty bad about that. But I got...
He's looking so despondent over there.
Yeah, he looks really pissed off. He's not a fucking dominatrix or something today. There's some really fucked up costumes on that wall at Party Starts Here. But also a lot of choices.
I'm sorry. Go
ahead. No,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's like when y'all threw me a bachelor party and everybody got to dress up but me. So I was the one guy left out of the whole dress up thing.
Did you really want to dress like somebody from Colonial Williamsburg?
Yeah, Are you kidding me? Yeah, yes, I did.
I was telling somebody that story the other day, and they didn't love it.
Oh, well, there's no real punchline.
Well, no, they thought
the punchline is the American Revolutionary Soldier walking down the parking lot blowing
so
smoke.
Because some people didn't used to listen to the podcast. Maybe you just started listening to the podcast. Macon, I forget what we were celebrating.
Me getting married.
Getting married,
if I want to be grammatically correct.
Okay, you getting married. So we went to this place.
You're getting married.
Yeah, you're getting married. Yeah. So we went to this place called Mickey Tavern. which
Yep.
is like this super old tavern, obviously, and nobody really knows what the fuck a tavern is, right? Now they sell fried chicken, and it's some of the best fried chicken ever. It was like right down the hill from Thomas Jefferson's house.
Yep.
Total shitbag.
Oh.
But so
complicated.
it's not too complicated for me. So, he's got this tavern down the hill, and now they sell great fried chicken. And we decided to meet Macon there, a couple of our friends and Macon, and we were going to dress as colonial people because we always make fun of you that you would fit in great in colonial times.
Right, and
After
it
that
was a
Thomas
surprise
Jefferson
bachelor party.
breakdown, I feel even stronger about that.
Yep.
But we get to Mickey Tavern, we go upstairs to the gift shop, we buy all these fucking Revolutionary War clothes, we sit down, we got some drumsticks, some mashed potatoes. Macon walks in, he's shocked.
Yep.
I mean, he is floored. And then afterwards, me and the boys walking back out to our cars, getting into my Toyota in some fucking I don't even know what you call that kind of garb, but I'm walking by a Quicks bus full of high school kids, which are the most terrifying people in the country, and I hear "fucking losers," and I'm like, "Damn, dude, how far they fall."
And you're vaping or whatever you're doing with that thing. I took that
vaping.
video.
Yeah, it's a good video.
Oh, let me post that on the internet. Can I post it on the internet?
Post on the internet.
Sick.
You know what the funniest thing about that whole thing was? When we went upstairs, and I don't know if you were there, and we were we were upstairs.
The enactors.
Yeah, and we run into some
reenactors.
people, and they're like, hey, what are you guys up to? And we're like, don't worry, we're not some fucking weirdos. We're not like Civil War reenactors. And they're like, we are. And I was like, no, I just feel that. What did we say?
It was, oh, awesome. Are you doing something nearby? Pivoted real quick into being interested.
Well, no, we were like, hey, we would love to come by and check it out.
When's your next one? Which side are you fighting for?
I wonder if you get to meet them after the, when you come to one of my games, there's a roped off section for friends and family.
Yeah.
You can go back there after the reenactment. But anyways, shout out to Party Starts here in Charlottesville, Virginia. The service was great. And they have one leg up on Spirit because Google Maps can't fucking find Spirit. It takes you to an alleyway. I think you know what I mean? Spirit, because it has no real location, is really confusing to find. So Matt's Ralphie. Is that Ralphie? Is that what that character's called? The bunny?
I think so.
The pink bunny?
What, Ralphie from what?
I don't know. Christmas Story?
Christmas Story.
It doesn't make a lot of sense what we're doing here because it kind of looks like we're having Christmas. Because on Christmas, people eat fish.
Yeah.
Right? Italian people, they eat fish for Christmas.
Yeah.
We got a Christmas bunny, and we have a fucking manger scene up here.
Yep.
All right, Make.
And also in Bad Santa, the little kid wants a pink elephant, and you're a pink bunny. When we read books at night and there's a rabbit.
Yeah.
My daughter will see a rabbit.
Yeah.
I just got to start saying her name. Fuck. She'll say
She'll say, dude.
She'll say hop hop hop. This rabbit's hop.
Yeah, that's cute.
Fucking
but say her
brilliant.
name.
I will.
It helps color in the story more.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
So I'm a fish taco. Do you guys prefer fish tacos or fish sticks?
I don't like fish sticks so much, Reid. I like fish tacos.
For sure fish tacos, but I will say, having a daughter now and a son, those microwavable fried foods, not so bad.
Big time. I'll get caught with the hand in the cookie jar after 11
yeah.
p.m. eating some fucking dinosaur-shaped chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing to kids, too. Wait, they're dinosaurs, but they're chicken. All right, Macon, tell us about your harrowing experience this week.
I was asked by an officer of the law on Tuesday evening if I would like to press charges for hit and run. So I'm kind of picking a specific part of the story, and now we can unwind it, all right? I, making plays, said, no, sir, I'm not going to do that because, it's a little window into the type of person I am, all right? So I was involved in a car accident. Now, when you're running blank tape a little bit, I'm not paying attention when I'm about to get hit by another car because I don't know I'm about to get hit by another car.
Yeah.
So the officer afterwards is by the way, officer is Australian or New Zealand or some
Really?
shit. I had never heard this.
I've never heard of a cop with an Australian.
He rolled up. He was like, "Good eye." I was like,
No way.
I swear, it was awesome. So I get hit from behind, and I think what must have happened, we were cars like 7 and 8, and the light turned green.
There's a honk outside. Somebody got hit by a fucking
This
car.
is a
hopefully
simulation. And the light must have turned green, and my homegirl behind me must have just went gas, I think, because we easily then turned off the road to exchange information. Well, a little problem with the exchanging of information. I turned into a hotel parking lot, and so did the woman who hit me. But then when I parked, she kept on going, which is where the hit and run comes into play, because I wasn't able to flag down this person. Now, to protect the privacy of the accused, I'll change some of the information.
Omit the sex, the gender.
Okay, I already said homegirl.
Okay. Well, we can't be sure.
But this mind of mine, that you sometimes question, which is fair. It's photographic in its memory, and I caught the license plate. So to Officer Good Eye, I said, "Here, the plate is redacted, 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 redacted," and then he goes back to his SCMOTS, State County Municipal Offender Data Systems, and he says, "Do you think the driver was a woman born in 1938?" And I'm like, "Yep." And so then he reports that this person lives pretty close, and that he'll roll by, get her information, get it to me, and then we can work on, there's some damage to the vehicle. My back hurts
Damage
a little
to
bit.
you, though, too.
Yeah.
I called you the other night, and I was like, how you feeling?
Yeah. Yeah, not so good. I really have been on top of a heating pad the last 2 nights. Because you're not bracing,
No. You need, well, honestly, not bracing is what helps you survive a lot of times, they say.
Really?
That's why a lot of these drunk assholes who get in these accidents, they walk away without a scratch because they're just in there all willy-nilly. They're not seeing it coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. When it happened, I definitely let out
Should have been louder. One time in St. Louis, the day before a game, I swear to God, my neck hurt the day of the game because I was at a light and got fucking DP'd by 2 Pontiac Trans Ams, dude.
Wow.
2 of them. One in front of me, one behind me. Guy behind me didn't even stop. 30 miles an hour. Bang!
Wow.
Up into the Trans Am in front of me, the whole thing. Yeah. So I certainly empathize, man.
Thanks. Officer Wibbly was all like, what was the make and model of the car? And I was like, honestly, sir, no idea.
Yeah.
But I'll do you one better. Here's the plate.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't quite impressed like I thought he should be, or like
you were
you
waiting
should be
for
right
an
now.
attaboy. Like, whoa, do you have a photographic memory?
Yeah.
With the plate, was it vanity?
Questions.
Was it vanity, or was it, was it hard to remember, or was it pretty easy?
So I have altered.
1938. I hope she didn't have a vanity.
I have altered that part of the story. It was a vanity plate.
No way.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
You're gonna be out there ramming into people. At least be memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but let's not bury the lead here. I am the hero of the story.
Yeah, no question.
I'm not pressing charges.
Good for you. Unlike the photographer.
Right, exactly.
You're Devontae Adams.
I'm like 4 capes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if her insurance company wants to pop for a new bumper, cool. That's cool. That's cool by me. But
I was gonna do hero of the week. Is there anything else?
Well, I texted you. I was like, I've been involved in a 2-car vehicle accident.
Bro,
whatever I said was a bit redundant. I think a 2-vehicle car accident.
Yeah,
is what
2-vehicle car accident. Yeah.
And then you were like, "Damn, are you okay?"
Did I do a good job of showing empathy there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can kind of tell.
I thought I was probably on trial a little bit.
I can tell when you're.
Like you definitely were wondering if I was going to call it a follow up later to see if you were okay.
No.
Okay.
The damn and then the "Are you okay?"
Yeah, that was enough.
Yeah, that's sufficient.
I didn't want to tell anybody in the meeting though, because I didn't want to startle anybody.
Well, then I rolled in and everybody's asked if I'm okay, which is appropriate.
I told them later.
Okay, at some point I told them.
So you're hero of the week, but I wanted to give another hero of the week, the Buffalo Bills, man.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills. You had more information about some of the details on this stadium. And Macon loves a good rendering. This rendering is gorgeous because there's a fucking hole in the roof.
Yeah.
It's a drop top, like the good old days, man. I cannot tell you how mad I am at the Tennessee Titans. Like, honestly, don't take this thing lightly. It's in a fuck around thing. Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to NFL owners. Like, outdoor football could go away because of you. Every time they build one of these stadiums, it's a copycat league. But the Bills, they're heroes, man.
Do you see what Pete Carroll said, I think, yesterday?
Nah.
Said the league really needs to look into every surface being natural grass from the 2 injuries that happened in LA last week.
In LA.
Yeah.
And LA's been a problem. Nice, Make.
Now,
Bless
did you
you.
read the quote? Did you read the quote under the link that I sent to you?
No, I
Because-
was on the run, so I was getting Halloween costume.
You already know this, and you do have a problem with it, so I don't know if you want to walk back the hero of the week at all, but the canopy will cover 65% of the seats and help protect against wind and precipitation. It will work together with the perforated multi-dimensional exterior skin of the stadium
Let me see something.
that creates wind confusion to prevent swirling winds from getting to the field level.
Well, that sucks because we like wind.
Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'll take that over the fact that I'll take some fans being warm over, one of these faux domes with the fucking glass roof or some fancy Toronto Blue Jays 1995 fucking technology retractable roof like Safeco Field in the early 2000s. Fuck that shit, man. Like,
Yeah, but I hear you and I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think a domed stadium might even be, which is the worst, might even be better than trying to play Jesus.
Stop, dude.
With stopping the wind.
don't say that, bro.
Stopping the wind.
Do not say that. And I heard this is a grass field.
Confusing the wind. They're trying to confuse the wind. They're
don't-
not even stopping the wind. They're trying to fuck with the wind.
Well, because you know
Buffalo.
why? You know why, though? Honestly, think about it. Josh Allen, you're going to have him for probably like until you have a new stadium. Like as long as he's,
That's not true.
not true.
yeah,
But when's
years.
the stadium? You're going to have him another 15 years.
Yeah.
He could play a long time if he stops running fucking quarterback power every third play. But like,
Well, that's when you need to throw the wind into the stadium
nah,
because
want
you're
your
running quarterback power.
Your passing game's what's important,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
This guy's possibly the best quarterback in the league, you could argue.
Yeah.
I don't want my quarterback out there throwing ducks because of the wind. Let's confuse that thing a little bit.
No, I'm with you. I'm not with you there, but I'm with you on every stadium should
Okay.
be outdoors and
Okay.
and grass underfoot.
Hey, I got a funny thing to say. Levi's Stadium. What a stupid stadium. It's brand new. It's got no soul. And look at all these fucking state-of-the-art, unique stadiums that are coming out in the next, 5 to 10 years. Levi's Stadium looks like, a stadium extra. If there were extras, like in a movie, like Levi's Stadium is where they're like, hey, can you do the program? We're going to do the program too. We're going to do it at Levi's Stadium. Levi's Stadium, of all the new stadiums, is the one with no mojo. So Levi's Stadium is kind of a loser this week, looking at it like maybe we should have just waited and done some cool shit with our stadium.
You got like your Nike unis, your Adidas unis. Levi's is like East Bay catalog.
New Balance, Wyoming. We got beat by Wyoming. They were fucking
beat.
Yeah, we got. I'm getting there. I'm getting
beat.
there. 23-3, shellacked. Dudes were running in slow motion up there. I know I talk about Wyoming a lot here. The worst part wasn't the altitude. The worst part wasn't the ass kicking. It wasn't getting beat up by a bunch of fucking ranchers. I know some of you listen to this pod because we got some messages over this.
Mm-hmm.
Much respect. The worst part was they were like sponsored by New Balance, man.
Yeah.
So-
Do you think pictures exist of that game? Because I was looking for one of your box scores.
They do. I played pretty well that game.
So you came home and the bridge on grounds, which is another word for campus, was painted.
Like fire everybody.
Yeah, grow must go.
Yeah, grow must go. How's
Jerks.
everything going since then?
Jerks.
Okay.
Y'all won 7 in a row.
How's everything going since then? Okay, so hero of the week, the Bills, Kim Pagula.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's great.
she's
Hey,
great.
The Titan Stadium looks kind of like a shoebox, like
Yeah.
a rectangle. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
I like straight lines.
They go from hats to shoes. It was New Era lids. Now it's shoes.
Yep.
Okay, Foot Locker Stadium. That would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a referee thing in there.
Yeah.
All the employees just like in the Foot Locker.
Look at you up in Wyoming. Who died for the black patch on your jersey? You don't remember. You're insensitive like Cowboy
Let me
Reid.
see, dude.
Oh, there's a black patch. Somebody must have died.
I don't know, dude. There's,
You look pretty cool though.
Yeah, I don't look too bad.
Why'd you pull your socks all the way down?
Because the
Coach Groh
Cavs
wanted
got to
them out.
breathe. Yeah, back in the day, Al Groh had this New England. I mean, basically, we had New England Patriot uniforms, bro, because he was from the Bill Belichick.
They were
tree.
exactly the same.
Exact same. We had the stripes on the socks. Everybody else in college could wear like cool socks, cool sneakers. We had to look like a pro team. Everybody on the hill wearing a tie.
Well,
Yeah,
easy.
the whole. Please.
I didn't lose any games that year.
Yeah, well,
Had
didn't
myself-
win any either.
Had myself time of my life.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know you couldn't wear seersucker in November.
it kind of sucks. Aptly named. Let's get to asshole of the week. The camera wire. The fucking camera wire. I didn't see that during the game like many people. Did it hit the wire or did it not? Because there's been some conflicting.
So Sanford
accounts.
Steve brought it up. Now you've brought it up.
Yeah.
And I've been nodding along the whole time. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. I watch every second of
Wow.
that game.
Google Mac Jones wire.
I watch every second of that game. I saw Mac Jones kick the man in the
Yeah,
penis. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, wow. Was that on the pick?
Yep. It was on the pick.
You just blew smoke right into my vision, which is making it more difficult.
You know,
Yeah. That's
yes,
changing.
it hit the
Yes,
wire,
yes,
dude.
Yes.
It absolutely hit the wire. Now, I don't know if the
Can confirm.
trajectory is going to change because Homeboy's jumping before that ball hits the wire, and he looks like he's jumping, both of them trying to catch the ball in the same place.
Yeah.
And the ball comes down like kind of where they are.
That's the Brisker pick, yeah?
Yep. And this is the one that, and I don't know what they're going to do on Sunday against the Jets. I don't know yet if they're going to roll Mac Jones out there. Have we heard that at this point in the
That's
day
the
yet?
plan. Yep.
That's the plan?
Yep.
Okay, so if they roll Mac Jones out there, then the wire's off the hook. But I was thinking Mac Jones might almost be better off if his career was ruined because he could sue the fuck out of ESPN.
Well, Zappy wins the game. That's it for Mac in New England, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so, probably. Asshole of the week, the camera wire, the ESPN camera wire. I want to noodle on something, and then we're going to get to Reid Around the World. Can't wait. I want to do a new award or a watch list called the Chakra Watch List, the Aaron Rodgers Chakra Watch List. Not chakra.
Okay.
His chakras seem off right now, man. He doesn't seem okay. He seems like maybe, I don't know how people get their chakras calibrated again, but I don't know that his chakras are optimal at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give this award out once a week to somebody who just doesn't seem like they're doing real good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can hear it in their voice. You can see it in their actions. Aaron Rodgers' chakras are off this week. We'll see how off they are Sunday against the Bills Sunday night. Can't wait. This is going to be human theater. Because either way Sunday night, either the Bills roll, there's no in between. It's either going to be a close ball game or it's going to be a rout. If it's a rout, holy shit, sign me up for, I want to watch the McAfee show next week, and I want to hear all the sound bites. And
So what's in between of what you just said? Like a 10-point Bills win?
I guess the Bills could win by 7.
Yeah.
10-point, yeah, that would
Okay.
cover because 11.5 there. That game's going to be incredible to watch.
Aaron already started cussing last week, so
What did he say?
he said, "Goddamn right, I think we can make the playoffs," something like that.
All right, I do want to be fair to
And
Aaron.
as Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was offensive. I want to be fair to Aaron Rodgers. I want to point this one thing out. On targets 15 plus yards downfield, Aaron Rodgers has only 6 to receivers charted as open, last in the NFL. Through 7 games last year, he had 8 to Devontae Adams alone. So, as I said last week, like there are not guys open. I mean, I think everybody says that. Like, you know, when you look at the piece of paper and you're like, he's not got a bunch of great targets. But then you go look at the tape and really pay attention to how he's trying to place the ball. It's a tough task, and sometimes he's going to look inaccurate because he's got to put that ball through like a tight window. So,
Okay.
and you can't stretch the field, you know.
I did see Sammy Watkins a couple times
Yes, no question.
leaking out wide
No
open.
question.
So it's
Yeah, you're right.
little column A, little column B.
Yeah, no question. Which is why after the game, you just kind of you take your medicine and move on. I'm not a big fan of the these guys can't get open, these guys are fucking up, that sort of thing. And the comment that really got me was, in this society, people can't stand to hear the truth. Well, no, in this society, people don't want to hear the truth on ESPN, man. Tell them in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to get up to the podium. Realness gets no, like...
He's just gotten so much credit for relax RELAX, all that good stuff. He's trying to go back to the well.
He's right, okay, about the play of some of his teammates and the mental mistakes and all that. But what he's not right about, in my opinion, is that does any good to get up there and say that. Because either they've already heard it, and at that point the conversation's over, or they haven't heard it and you're sending them a message through the media. Neither really works great in my book.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing against Aaron
especially
Rodgers.
when they're young guys like Dobbs and Watson.
Yeah.
Build them up.
Yeah, build them up.
Even Lazard for that matter.
Yeah. There's a thin line between, the Scotty Burrell treatment,
Right.
And just not holding them accountable.
Yeah, like Tom, like Mr. Encouragement Tom Brady.
Is the line thin or is it not thin? Did I fuck that up?
What's interesting about a podcast to me is that often I'm not listening.
Yeah, right, exactly.
When you're talking.
Let's go to Reid Around the World.
Our first topic, Matt was so excited when we found out. He jumped out of his chair and sprinted upstairs to tell you Robert Quinn was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. 4th round pick. Chris, you were talking earlier in the Steve show yesterday about how much FOMO you have. All your dudes on the same team, all hanging out. A few of the players, Brandon Graham especially, mentioned you, that he talked to you. The Philadelphia media quoted him as he talked to you about how excited you were for him and the Eagles D-line.
Yeah.
He was talking. You knew how much of a good player Quinn is. Mm-hmm. How excited are you guys to see Quinn on the Eagles?
Well, it's wild because I don't think my name's been mentioned in public more than yesterday in a calendar year. And that's not necessarily a good thing because if I were Robert Quinn, I'd be kind of insulted. You know what I mean? Robert Quinn had 19 sacks last year. Robert Quinn is a better rusher than me. Now, Robert Quinn has not been that productive this year, which makes it pretty easy for the Chicago Bears to move on. Also of note, interestingly, these teams, and I might butcher this, teams have to spend a certain amount of money in the NFL. And they weren't spending a lot of money. The Bears weren't going into the season. They're still not. So, people are asking why Ryan Pace, not Ryan Pace, sorry. Well, fuck. The new guy.
Ryan
Poles. That sucks, dude.
Yeah, similar.
Doesn't it suck?
Similar names.
Very similar. He decided to pick up $7 million of the Robert Quinn contract. And people are like, why? Well, that's why, because they need to spend a bunch of money. But I've been manifesting this as a nod to Aaron Rodgers. I've been manifesting this for a couple weeks now. Robert Quinn makes a lot of sense to the Eagles. In fact, yesterday, peel the curtain back, I'm down here doing a 33rd team deal. And by the way, check out 33rd team. It's a group that I joined. Mike Tannenbaum started it and some other people started. There's a lot of great former coaches doing content on 33rd team. I think that's why it's really unique. There's not a lot of publications or kind of media outlets that are dominated by, people who really coach the game. And it's pretty cool. I actually got to interview Dan Quinn last night for 20 minutes for 33rd team. He's an awesome dude. I love Dan Quinn. As an aside, when I went down to visit the Falcons the year that we beat the Falcons, I was this close, but the traffic getting to Flowery Branch was absurd. And so luckily Atlanta traffic saved me. But 33rd team, I'm recording a deal for them, and they're asking me, what do you want to talk about this week? And it's 1:30 yesterday. And I'm saying, there's a couple trades, and we'll talk about them in a little bit. But the one that I really want to happen would be Robert Quinn to Philly or Kansas City. I think Philly would be great. We could give another former St. Louis Rams guy a ring. That's a defensive line that's down Derek Barnett. They could really use this guy. And honestly, he's good for Josh Sweat's development, man. Josh Sweat, to me, is a baby Robert Quinn. And I don't like using the word poor man's Robert Quinn, but he's a baby Robert Quinn. And that's not an insult because Robert Quinn.
Babies are great.
Babies are great. Robert Quinn can run on the outside of his foot. He can run sideways on the outside of his foot. And damn it, when I saw him Monday night burning the edge on Trent Brown, I was like, yeah, he's getting traded this week because he looked great. And you can see why he had 19 last year. He broke Richard Dent's record, or 18 and a half, or whatever it was. It's a lot of sacks. He is going to fit in beautifully. And the fun thing for me was I just finished recording that. I go upstairs for another meeting, and 15 minutes later, the news comes down. And I am just psyched, legitimately psyched, because you love seeing your buddies hanging out. There's nothing more fun and excruciating at the same time in life than when your buddies from different walks of life meet and you're not there. You know,
I'm never there.
Yeah,
I'm
I
only
know.
getting the pictures.
Yeah, in one way. So you know what I mean on half of it.
Yeah.
You know, like, but Fletch calls me immediately. He's like, "Let me get Rob's number. Like, what kind of guy is he? The whole thing." And I'm like, "You don't have to worry about that part of it. Robert Quinn is awesome. He's so down to earth, chill, just a country dude, man."
Ladson, South Carolina. Hello.
There you go.
Hello. You'll hear either before or after this, Stanford Steve, I had a little incident where I had to yell, so I
he
really
was screaming.
I can't get it. Ladson, South Carolina. Hello.
You want me to do it, Ladson?
Ladson.
Okay, I'll be your insert backup quarterback here.
You can be my
Might be your Nick Foles.
Tyrod Taylor.
Okay. You want me to get stabbed in the lung? That's fucked up. Okay, here.
I'm
here
Giants
we go.
fan.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Ladson, South Carolina.
Ladson. So
Ladson, South Carolina. Hello.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. Robert Quinn and Carlos Dunlap played their high school football there. They're on the same fucking team. They're both still in the league. So Robert Quinn adds a lot to that group. He's easygoing. He's chill. You saw how Roquan Smith reacted to him being traded, which I think is at least in part FOMO.
Yep.
You know, like I wanted to get up out of here. God damn, am I going to be here in 3 weeks?
Right.
But it's also a sobering reminder if you're the Bears or you're on the Bears that, like, you won this game Monday night. You're in the hunt, dude, in the NFC. Like, they could make the playoffs this year, right? Like, I'm not saying they will. And 4 days later, you trade your best pass rusher. Now, they've got some young bodies and that type of thing, but it just tells you, like, whereas the Jets made a move for the running back down there, you know, the Bears are trading away a pass rusher and a vet in a year where they're in the hunt all of a sudden, and Justin Fields looked great on Monday night. It just shows you where these teams are, and it's interesting. So I think it's a great move. It's a great move for the Eagles. He's going to make a play, and I'm so bummed that I'm wearing a fucking camel costume because I think at some point we're gonna reshare this in the playoffs after Robert Quinn makes a huge strip sack. Like, Robert Quinn is going to make a play in the playoffs for the Eagles that if they win the Super Bowl is going to make a lot of, I don't know, it's going to make this trade look like it made a lot of sense. He doesn't have to make 5-10 plays. He just needs to make the one, and he will.
Hey, from your lips to my ears, Chris.
Yeah! Woo! Oh, no, let me talk to Amish Jesus doesn't have any pull. All right. His beard's down at his chin.
Hey, from your lips to my ears, Chris.
Yeah. And also, there's talk of Alvin Kamara in Philly. Like, I'm not saying I've heard that from anybody in Philly, but fans are talking about it. It's a fun thought.
When I watched the Dallas game, you don't need anything different than Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell. For serious.
I'll tell you who I think they need in the trade section, but I mean, like, it's just it was a fun day, and then I got to FaceTime Rob. He legitimately looked shocked.
Yeah.
Called me in the car. He's like, I'm like, how you feeling? He's like, I'm overwhelmed right now. Because think about it. He's played in 2 playoff games, but here's a guy who, if he's on a great team, he's a Hall of Famer. If Robert Quinn is a New York Giant when Justin Tuck and those guys played in New York, he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, it's sincerely not unlike your NFL experience.
Well, he was a few points higher. Like, if I'm on a good team, I'm multiple-time Pro Bowler. He's a Hall of Famer. Like, he's a Hall of Famer. So you've got Robert Quinn, 100 career sacks, closing in on that if he doesn't already have it. And he's done most of it in obscurity. He did most of it in St. Louis, and then he goes to LA. They make the playoffs. They get beat by Atlanta, I think it was. And then he's been in Dallas. He's been in Miami. He was left for dead when his back was fucked up. I can remember in St. Louis. The reason I'm so happy for him is because I've seen it. Like, we were in the pool rehabbing at the same time a lot, like those couple years. And he had a back injury that he would just go in the pool all day and float on those floaties because his back hurt so fucking much. He couldn't stand up or sit down. Like, you just had to, like, zero gravity that thing.
Been there this week.
Yeah, I know you have. And at that point, you're thinking when guys have back surgeries, it's hard for them to gain that same explosion. And look at him, like, almost a decade later, still doing it, and then getting a fucking lifeboat out of Chicago. So another reason I hope the Eagles win the whole damn thing.
102 sacks, and that was actually my favorite hymn in that hymnal book we all had to hold. Hymn 102.
Oh, I thought you were saying there's
What?
a hymn about pass rushing.
No. Hymn 102.
He
Harold Angel sing or some shit.
He had faced 58 double teams this season, more than Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons. Does that, that has to get you excited for, he's going to have so many one-on-ones.
He's going to have more one-on-ones for sure, and that's a really good group, and they can rotate, and he's older, so as much as I hated to hear when I was a fucking Eagle that, like, are you going to be fresher? Like, take these 23 snaps a game. Like, I want to play more, but I think Rob will be fine with it. Rob's smart, unlike me.
So he was drafted in 2011.
Yeah, this is funny.
To the Rams.
Yeah.
Don't
fuck it up. It's funny.
He was and is a defensive end.
Yeah.
You are and were a defensive end. Playing for the Rams. You were drafted in 08. So 3 years later, we all I don't know, it's a group of us, and we're watching the draft, having a couple cold ones, you know.
Back when we did.
And the Rams with their first round pick, we're excited. Who are you going to take? We're trying to build something here.
Yeah, we are. We've been trying to build something.
You know how many positions there are on a football team? Like a dozen or so.
Yeah.
I know. It's about right.
I'm not going to correct you because I know you're smart.
And then the Rams, defensive end from North Carolina, Robert Quinn. And I often ask myself, seriously, I genuinely often ask myself, okay, what would a normal person say in this circumstance? You know me, I often say the wrong thing for whatever reason. And there was no right answer. I mean, if you say,
fuck, is he good? Would have been fine, because I think the elephant in the room
if you were like good player, it's like, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
If you were like, oh, guy stinks, he's like, well, you can't talk about our players.
Here's what
like
got
that.
worse and worse. As they kept talking about him, they were showing B-roll of his rushes. I was like, oh, he's running sideways. I was like he's 6 inches off the ground. Oh my gosh, can't do that. Oh man, look at his arm length. Oh man, look at him jump. Oh, he slipped here because he had a fucking benign tumor. Like, he was supposed to be like a top 5 pick, bro, which is another thing about Josh Sweat. Josh Sweat, to me, is a top 5 pick kind of talent. He had the injury where, remember Jacob Rainey from Woodbury Forest, went to UVA, great kid, shout out. He lost his leg because of a certain type of break in his leg where the artery gets broken or whatever it was. Like, Josh Sweat had the same fucking thing. That's the only reason he can go top 5. So a lot of similarities there. But Robert Quinn, man, turned out to be one of my favorite guys I ever played with. And in the first 5 minutes of the whole thing, all I could think of was, what side does he play? That was the quickest text I fired off to, like, my coach. I was like, hey, is he a left end or a right end? I'm just curious.
And where was the hey, heads up text?
Well, it was right up there with signing with the Eagles. Hey, like, it is what it is, that kind of thing. 3 weeks later, I'm in Germany getting stem cell, and you know the story. Everybody on set knows the story, but a good time to tell it. I wake up in the middle of the night because the time changed. The draft is happening. I just got my procedure done. I'm excited to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Defensive end from Tennessee.
I'm going to compete to start opposite Brandon Graham. There was never going to be a competition. I turn on I get up to take a piss at 3 a.m., which is like East Coast time, 6 or 8 p.m. It's prime time. It's the draft. I get up to take a piss, and I look at my phone, and I've got 81 text messages. And I'm like, well, this can't be good. I wonder what's happening with the draft. A lot of, is this bad? That would have been a perfectly fine question to ask. Man, that was way worse. Because at that moment, I did not want to be a Philadelphia Eagle. I was like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever done. I actually have to fly back to the United States. Why the fuck am I over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it all works out. Me and DB became great friends. Me and Robert became great friends. And I think Robert might get to do what me and DB got to do, which is become world champions.
Do you say anything in that instance after the fact? Are you like, hey, guys, what's up?
No,
or you mostly head down situation. Try hard.
You mostly go over to field 3, right? The first couple days of practice, they put me on field 3, field fucking 3. I'm beating the dog shit out of a guy who just started playing tackle. I know you're just trying to get me to riled up, and I will.
Converted slot receiver playing tackle.
Yeah, I'm over there just. The coach isn't even watching this film. Doug's not watching this film. I'm like, bro, like I got more sacks than anybody in the building. Okay? So then I go over to the scrimmage, and I'm sharing a locker. I tell this story all the goddamn time, but this is reality in the NFL, bro. It's reality for me. It's reality for a Matt Ryan. It's reality, and draft day can be hard. But long story, Robert Quinn, that's how it started in St. Louis, and I watched him go for 19 in St. Louis. Should have had 20. Honestly, Robert Mathis ended up with 19.5. He should have had 20. He got one call back. Sean Glennon hit him too hard.
We should have Robert Mathis back on the program.
Robert Mathis.
He was
is
fun.
Great. He's great.
A lot of fun.
So we had another trade. Kadarius Toney from the Giants to the Chiefs. Give
Did
your
you not
take
see
on
this?
that.
You said we would talk about it. I
But you
didn't go
look.
looking. No.
Wow, yeah. How do we
Wow.
feel?
Good. I mean,
Good riddance.
look, Wandale is he is him, and by him I mean Kadarius Toney. So there was a little bit of redundancy. I mean, we'll get to it, but we're talking about shopping Saquon at 6-1 through 7 games.
Yeah.
So I like that they're sellers, not buyers, to a degree. I mean, what's the haul? Let me guess.
I think it's pretty decent.
Go ahead.
Let me guess. I assume it's picks and not players. Yeah. Kadarius Toney, former first-round pick. I'd like to get a second and a 7th.
Close. Conditional 3rd and a 6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Conditional 3rd, so that could be a 4th.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But his money's off the books.
He'll
It wasn't
play as
much
long as
because
his hamstring doesn't explode. That's the
I just don't get
little young and to have hamstrings, but he's fast.
and I don't really get it for Kansas City. Like
A little young to play 12 of 24 games. Can you explain
Yeah.
to me what was going on there?
hamstring.
Yeah, see, it's like I don't know about trading for guys with hamstrings. I mean,
Now he tweeted out. He said he basically insinuated that he wasn't injured, that they were holding him out for some kind of reason. He said like it would have been better
that
if
fourth.
I actually had been injured.
no, it wouldn't have because I wouldn't trade for you, Kadarius.
Right.
Now that I know you're not hurt, I love the move for the
And so his salary, he gets $784 this year, 1.9 2023, and 2.5 in 2024. He contracted through 2024 with the 2025 team option.
that guy can move, man. I think this is a nice move if he can stay healthy. But if he can't, don't trade for guys with hamstrings.
Now, there's some other moves out there you want to see happen. What other players you want to go where?
Oh yeah, I was looking at Bill Barnwell's article. He was mentioning a lot of these folks, right?
Yeah. Well, one thing, if speaking of what we just did, if you're like a Sky Moore right now, not pumped, I would assume.
Not pumped.
Is that a maybe
Sky Moore's for
we
sale.
missed on that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
It's probably somewhat of an admission. And there was a lot of hype out of camp that Sky Moore was going to be used a lot. So
Right.
much so that I drafted him in fantasy. And this was legit hype because it
Jamal
came
Ag
from
knew
Kyle.
it all along. Yeah.
Jamal Ag knew it all along. Yeah. So trades, I would go, listen, Brian Burns, I said this on the Steve show. I would be careful overspending for him. There's been a little bit of a run on hyperbole with this guy. He's a fucking good player, man. But and for the same reason, I would be careful if you're Carolina moving him. He's worth a lot he's worth the most right where he is, in my opinion.
So you're saying it was reported that Carolina turned down 2 firsts. You're saying that's wild?
I think that's wild.
Yeah.
I think that's no.
And maybe not true.
I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
I think that's trying to drive the price up a little bit. Now, hey, listen, if the price is reasonable and you're a contender, not name the Rams, because I don't think the Rams are contenders. I don't think this is apples to oranges last year, this year. I hate when people are like, just the way I hated Robert Quinn being compared to me, I kind of hate that move. Like, because they're very different moves, right? People don't think about it. I don't hate it, bro. I get that. But Brian Burns is not going to be a Von Miller move for that team. That team's not last year's team, and he's not Von Miller. And I mean that with all due respect, because the kid is a fucking rusher, dude. He can really rush. But maybe the Chiefs or somebody like that, or maybe somebody who's really close but needs a rusher, has an injury in the next 3 days. God forbid, knock on wood, some team has an injury Sunday. That's another thing. Somebody could get hurt this Sunday, and somebody enters this conversation that we're not even thinking about. Chase Claypool, man. I like him. I don't just like him because he opened our care package and sent us a video back. We sent him a care package of Kodiak Wintergreen. He probably gave him to all the Steelers players Sunday, and they were buzzing off their ass down in Miami. That explains the low total. But Chase Claypool is a guy that I like. I don't think he's been in the best situation for him. I think he's taken a little heat in the fan base. Like they are they've been around since the dinosaur. They've been around since Jesus was a baby. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They have one of the most passionate fan bases in football, so they're going to have strong opinions. They hated Juju. Juju's helping somebody right now. Maybe Chase Claypool is a guy that could help somebody. A big target. I don't love him in that offense.
Bill linked him to Green Bay.
I think that, listen, Bill whom?
Barnwell
did.
Yeah. He said Green Bay, Amari Rodgers and Claypool, just swap those two guys. I feel like if you're Green Bay, you might have to send a pick or something too to offset the value. But Claypool, it's hard being, you lose Juju, you essentially become that number one receiver or 1B with Johnson with an unproven quarterback.
Yeah.
It's hard to come up, 2 years removed from being drafted with unproven quarterback play.
Well, I think you mentioned Green Bay, and it's an interesting point because he would certainly do the job. It kind of depends on what profile player they're looking for. Does Aaron want to throw to a big guy that can go up and get it? Does he want somebody who's fast, like a Brandon Cooks, who, God bless him, has been traded more than
and deserves this. We talked about this.
Jerry Jeudy, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean but he could be on the move. I like Jerry Jeudy.
See, I thought I liked Jerry Jeudy.
You don't like Jerry Jeudy?
I don't know if Jerry Jeudy is a great wide receiver.
Okay, we'll see. We'll find out.
I'm not sure about the route running, and I'm not sure about the pass catching.
Yeah,
okay.
he has like a 50% catch rate.
The pass catching is a little bit of an issue, but he's been catching some ducks.
Okay.
He was catching Drew Lock's balls. and fucking Russ won't even look his way, not even on the airplane.
Yeah, he's just
hey Russ, toss me some peanuts. If you're high kneeing up to the flight attendant center up there, grab me some mixed nuts. He won't even throw him the mixed nuts.
Maybe we play PS2 both ways, huh? What do you think about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Approved.
No?
Just to fuck around and see. Let's not waste that bullet. Let's not waste that bullet on this offense. Maybe next year when you get your shit together.
Okay.
Brandon Cooks, Jerry Jeudy, they're interesting to me. Some other names that were thrown out there. Did you know that Ronald Jones is alive or dead? Ronald Jones.
Alive.
He's buried.
Nice.
He's buried.
I got it.
He's buried under fucking Pacheco, Jet McKinnon, and who else there?
right.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
He's a chief.
So yeah, he's a chief, and I remember him being pretty good in Tampa, but that also could have been, I remember Leonard Fournette being pretty good in Tampa.
They were talking about Ronald Jones being RB1 over Fournette last year.
So running back's a position that's so interesting because the middle 75% of those jokers, it depends on the context. I mean, they can be a really good player in context. But, Ronald Jones in a good situation, I'd like to see. I know he had some hamstrings, I think. So maybe we don't trade for Ronald Jones.
Puts the ball on the ground a little bit too.
Yeah. And I don't know about Galladay. I think his contract's probably too big. Nobody's going to pick it up. Y'all just going to have to eat that one.
Be big, yeah.
But if I'm Galladay, if I'm in that situation, and I don't mean to spend another man's money or something, but you're pretty miserable there. You could be in Green Bay, say they're interested in you, and there's a way to renegotiate, restructure that contract. Like, I might do it, dude.
Bellinger, the tight end for the Giants, is out.
Yeah.
Now no Tony.
I'll tell you who else, man.
That's David Sills and Marcus Johnson.
Have you had Tony all fucking year?
No,
Jesus
but I'm just
Christ,
saying,
that was
talking
wet.
about the depth chart generally. Richie James, Darius Slayton, I reckon.
Okay.
So, looking ahead to 2023, we'll talk about a player who seems unhappy.
That's good.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Do we have a team for him that he might play for in 2023 if it is not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Okay, I got Fox Sports plus 250. I got the Indianapolis Colts plus 400. I don't know if he ever said publicly he would never play for the Colts, but I could see him wanting to big dick Peyton because Peyton's got, all the cool kid media stuff going on. Maybe I'll just go fuck your old fan base.
Like figuratively?
Yeah, figuratively.
Uh-huh.
But that's got to feel weird if you're sitting at home and Tom Brady's in Indy and you don't really like Tom because you heard Peyton. I'm not saying he doesn't like him, but he wanted Justin Fields to put up 40 the other night, right? So then Tom joins the Colts and wins the Super Bowl. Like, how you feeling? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's batting 1,000 in Indy. San Francisco plus 600.
Yeah, that was my pick. Niners.
I love the pick, but I don't know. I kind of like a guy who can leave the pocket with that team.
Mm-hmm.
Miami. How about Miami plus 600 Tua Tagovailoa in San Francisco?
Okay.
New England. One more year.
Yep.
One more year. I don't know what I make the odds on that. Probably plus 1,000. But holy shit, that would be the best year of TV of all time. I would be so. Oh my God, make it happen, NFL.
And where's Mack and Bailey, or do we just not care?
We just
One of them's a backup, or we just don't even care?
put them other places.
Okay.
Brian Hoyer, backup.
Yep.
Okay.
Tennessee with Vrabel. So I don't know, man. There's a lot. And honestly, if you're one of these teams, and we'll talk about Indy in a second, I think, but like you can draft a guy.
There are a lot of guys.
There's a lot of guys. You can develop a guy. Say you want to cash in on your window right now. You do it with Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady can still play, man. He can still play. And he's not going to want to go out like this. I wouldn't go out like this.
Well, we both got him winning Thursday night.
Yeah, we do. You're right.
They might be right back.
Yeah.
It's a good quarterback draft, though.
It is. You can draft one of them and still sign Tom Brady, depending on who you are.
Yep.
You think that would break the Colts' recent run of veteran QB signings?
I think that's the last one you try. Like Tom Brady is like when you're like,
he's out there, you have to make a run at it.
yeah, I'll try like light cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like he's light cigarettes. Like honestly, Jim Irsay is addicted to like memorabilia, Like he buys like old guitars and shit. I think he's collecting old quarterbacks. But honestly, think about it. Like
it's funny.
He was like, I had a 41-year-old Phillip Rivers. Like he's hanging out with his rich friends. I had a Carson Wentz, pretty young but pretty bad, And then like who else was it? Matt Ryan this year. I had Matt Ryan for 7 weeks, saved $7 million on him, put him on the shelf in week 8.
Do we talk about Andrew Luck enough? Is it time for a documentary on Andrew Luck?
It's one of the most interesting things in the world. The mismanagement of Andrew Luck is what got you here.
I still remember that preseason game. Like the news broke before he walked off the field. They're booing.
I forgot he walked off the field.
Yeah,
dude.
and then he had to go in and tell everybody.
He didn't shove a photographer.
Like, yeah, we know.
So like, here's the deal. And this is, I wouldn't quit cold turkey just yet, Jim. Like if there's a chance to get Brady, next year you get Brady. This is all fantasy stuff. But, the Colts made all the quarterback decisions they made before the draft. So these are like sober decisions they've made. Every time they spin the wheel and play Russian roulette with these old guys, they've underestimated drafted talent and they've overestimated the old guys. In 2020, think about this timeline. I know, but it was a lot. I had to write it down. 2020, first for Buckner, right? So they bring Buckner over from San Francisco. They use the first, and they pick 13. So if you'd have sat there at 13, like who knows? Things probably don't shake out any differently, but Tua, Herbert, Burrow, you could move up. I don't know. 2021, you gave up your 2022 first, and this is what really hurt them. Giving up their 2022 first for Carson. And by the way, Houston got Davis Mills in the third that year. In 2022, you get Matt Ryan for a third rounder. I don't know if you're doing that if it's not for Carson, because you would have picked 16 and you got cornered because of the Wentz trade, and Pickett went 20. So, like, I'm not saying they would have been in love with Pickett, but there were some options you could at least reach for. And before 2017, if you look at all their O-linemen, that it's well documented, they not only didn't try to invest, but they only hit on Ryan Kelly. And then after 2017 with Chris Ballard, think about this. This is it. 2017, Zach Banner in the fourth, no starts. 2018, Quentin Nelson and Smith. So they hit on those two guys, but that was the year they thought we were running it back with Andrew Luck, and they did. And so they were starting to work in that direction, but it was too little too late. He was already burnt out. In 2019, nothing. 2020, Pinter. 2021, nothing. So Ballard hasn't even tried to do it. And I told you, when they went to Denver, it looked like that O-line was on edibles, man. Like, they were legitimately lost. And so you got no quarterback back there. You're spinning the wheel every year, and you got no offensive line. You have no weapons to really throw to. You had to hit on Pierce and the other tall kid, Pittman. So you've actually done a nice job there. but it's not like it's the cupboard's full objectively. So like it's been a mismanagement. It's mismanagement city. Nap City, mismanagement city.
So you're picking Indianapolis for Tom Brady's destination next year. Does that mean that you don't think Sam Ehlinger is going to work out?
Well, I don't know. But hey, Reid, that could be the quarterback controversy of the year in 2023. But I'm just the bookmaker. I'm the book. I'm the win right now. I'm not saying Indy's my favorite destination. I'm just telling you what the people might bet on.
What odds you got on the Lions?
Pretty low.
Lions.
But pretty high. Low
30
odds.
to 1.
Like maybe plus 3,500. Yeah, because he ain't doing that. Close to Michigan though, some shit like that.
It's like even it's in Michigan.
No, but Michigan, the University of Michigan, where he went to school.
Right.
Go ahead.
Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
So
shout out Zingerman's.
Yeah.
Nice.
So with Sam Ehlinger, Matt Ryan, is this how do we feel about a veteran quarterback, borderline Hall of Famer, being shuffled to the bench for a unproven, second or third?
He had to
third-year
know
player?
that the math said that at some point, if he wasn't healthy or he wasn't getting the job done, and they're basically out of it, that they were going to go in this direction. This conversation had to happen. He knows. It's not like he's like, oh fuck, I remembered. They owe me a bunch more money. If the whole thing is, Reid, as you're alluding to, is the reason he's sat is because of the money thing. The fact that in the third day, I think, of the league year in next March, if he can't pass a physical, they're going to owe him a bunch more. I think it's $7 million more. So he has to know that. So I think probably both sides knew what time it was, and Matt Ryan gets another payday before he exits the building. And shout out to Matt Ryan. I love Matt Ryan.
That's $7.2 million, fully guaranteed on March 17th, 2023.
Yep.
So a lot of money to a quarterback who's turning the ball over too much.
Yeah, but you know what? Fucking Matt Rule's making $40 million on his couch, so I'm not too mad at Matt Ryan, of all the Matts.
Something Matt Ryan doesn't have to deal with is a quarterback doing plyometrics up and down the airplane. Russell Wilson volunteered this information to reporters that he was doing high knees and butt kickers down the aisles while 4 out of the 8 hours of the trip over to London while his teammates were sleeping.
So Russell Wilson has bad social media. That's all this is. Like, somebody close to him needs to tell him, hey, your posts, they're not great, which people never do because there's bad posts every day, right? People aren't honest with each other enough. The people close to Russell Wilson aren't giving him the right information because these sound bites are bad.
I always figured if you ran up and down the aisle, jumped up and down the aisle, it would make the plane go down, or at least assist the plane going down.
I don't think he's that big.
Like, that feels unsafe.
No.
One.
It's just
2,
annoying because everybody's sleeping.
You couldn't do high knees for 4 hours if you're on a track.
No, and honestly, you have to drink a lot more water when you're on an airplane because you're being dehydrated when you're in the air. Like, this is the most unsound thing I've ever heard. For 20 minutes, no.
Right.
For 4 hours, it's like the finger rehab, 23 hours a day or whatever it was.
Right.
He's asleep and his finger's animating itself. That's what he would have.
I would love to be able to get up and move about the cabin, but that was a little much.
That was a little much, man.
Russ is a little much.
Yeah.
So top 3 things you want to get in a sports time machine and change. I can give you mine. It's Russell Wilson not signing. But
okay.
Your top 3, what do you have?
Well, I'm gonna do one, Reid, because this is like worth 3, and we can do this. I gotta give you 2 more at a later date.
Perfect.
Scott Norwood is what I would change. Now hear me out here. Scott Norwood struggled to make kicks outside the 40 and on natural grass is what I read. I wasn't real keen on what his weak spots were. Some offense taken.
Why? Well, Giants won the world championship.
Yeah, and you guys earned that and everything. But I would like for this not to happen because I want Jim Kelly to have a ring. I want people to know that the holder caught the ball and turned the laces to the right. People don't know about that. I want people to know that Scott Norwood went into hiding for a few years in some capacity. Like, people didn't hear from him. Then he became an insurance salesman. And then I want you to know that he's a real estate agent now.
Oh, Scotty!
Yeah. So listen, Bill Parcells doesn't have a tree if this doesn't happen. I'm not saying that would be a good thing because Al Grove and I never meet, maybe. But Jim Kelly isn't broken. The city of Buffalo doesn't have a bunch of depressing shit befall it. And I would like to Lance Stevenson that fucking kick between the uprights.
Nice. Okay, 3 things. Sports Time Machine. O.J. Simpson doesn't commit double murder.
Oh,
October 17th, 2022. 2nd and 14 from the Chargers 15. Herbert. Pass deep left to Mike Williams is ruled incomplete. Well, player, that was a 44-yard completion. That was never reviewed.
Fantasy football.
And the Houses would have been 6-0. We wouldn't. Now we're 5-2 and in free fall because of frickin' Commissioner Tom. Review the catch.
Yeah.
It's overtime of an NFL game. We look at everything.
Yeah.
All right. And 3, Tiger not taking that Ambien, I guess.
Yeah.
After Thanksgiving, because I'm not saying what he was doing was super cool, but I kind of would have liked him to get that record.
Yeah.
Overcome Jack Nicklaus for the for most majors ever. What do we call them? Grand Slams, majors.
Right.
It's tough. Tennis and golf.
Right.
Those two. But he takes the Ambien. He goes to sleep. Do you know your wife's cell phone password? Mm-hmm. You do?
Damn it! How do you people do this shit?
You're smoking a cigarette?
It's a Camel light. It's my fucking costume. I'm a camel with a light bulb on my neck, and I want to get into character. And this shit is not cool when you're not drunk.
That's a cigarette.
Yeah, it's a light cigarette.
It's wild. I've gone like 7 straight years with only seeing marijuana and not
Fuck this, dude. Jesus Christ.
Tobacco. Yeah, it's tobacco. What's nicotine?
Sports Time Machine.
You're smoking to. All right.
Marshall's plane gets delayed.
Do you know your wife's cell phone password?
I do.
I know mine too.
Okay.
I do. I know my wife's.
Yeah.
But Elon knew his password and started texting Rachel. You could tell. Yeah.
And you could tell they were fucking. All right.
In Europe, 5 major countries, leaders of 5 major countries stand 5'7" or shorter. There is a correction that Emmanuel Macron is actually 5'8". So it still stands that these 5 countries
don't stand real tall.
Don't stand real tall. They have short kings as their leaders. What kind of precedent does this set?
The precedent has been set, Reid, but
how tall do you want your president to be? President of the United States.
6'4".
Oh, I think that's too tall.
I don't think so. I think we tall people, you and I,
right?
We're not. I don't know if I'm not a power hungry person. I don't want power. I want success.
Height can change people. I think you need a 6'1" president.
So you guys want a male president?
No, I want a 6'4" woman president. You prick that's never watched the WNBA.
Whoa,
you're worse than me.
God damn.
Ever heard of Lisa Leslie? You piece of shit.
Tina Thompson, huh?
Sky Moore. Hey, you should watch the Sky Moore. You piece of shit. But let me tell you something about height and being a leader. Lenin, Stalin, 5'5", Mussolini, 5'6", Putin, Kim Jong-un, 5'7", Hitler, 5'8". I don't even know how to say the Chinese president's name. He's fucking some shit up. He's 5'9". China. Xi Jinping. Did you know how insecure you got to be President Trump and be 6'3" and act like that? Yeah. Do you know how insecure these guys were insecure? Almost understandably, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the worst height range. I feel like if you're like Danny DeVito, you cross into the benevolent short people range.
Ding, ding, ding. Danny DeVito is cast in my Greenlight Pod movie.
Oh, good.
Coming up in a little bit.
So there's a project out now.
So you want real short leaders. You want Vern Troyer running the country or a big guy. You don't want those in the middle short people.
Brad Williams.
They're mad because they're close enough to being, tall that they can see it.
They've got the complex.
Yeah, they got the complex.
So there's a project out. It's dropping rodents with high-tech backpacks to be first responders for survivors among rubble disaster zones. These mice,
Paw
these
Patrol
rats,
These
are getting
mice.
they're getting dropped, and they've got little laser backpacks
PC you read.
to try and to find survivors in disasters.
First off, I think rats get a really bad rap. Now they're finding Chilean miners situation happens. We got rats for that. You want to cure cancer? We got rats for that. You want to do some other shit in a lab? We have rats for that. Rats don't get enough credit, is all I'm saying. They're one of the most. Tennis guy lost. He threw his phone. So I don't even. Borna Koric. How many times we got to get burned by Borna Koric around here? Pavlov's dog, my ass. Can we continue the pod?
Yeah.
Okay. It's bad, dude. It's been a bad week around here. But yeah, rats are underrated. Go ahead to the next one. I'll carry the pod until he's ready. Go ahead. Next question.
So robots are now helping out more in everyday life. There was just a story that the researchers unveiled the world's fastest clothes folding robot.
Don't worry about the robots. I'll be brief. The robots largely suck ass, but the one that folds clothes can come to my house any day. Any day.
Oh, hold on.
There's some jobs that's okay. Like, how many people's jobs is to fold clothes? Like, honestly, I know there's laundromats, but a lot of them are unmanned laundromats where they got one woman in the front and there's nobody in the back. It's just a bunch of fucking hanging clothes. Like, you don't need anybody to do this, man.
Okay, but hold on. I like folding clothes.
Okay. Most of the world would love a robot that folds clothes, I think.
Okay.
Did you see that robot get hit by the fucking train today? That was awesome. Hit by a fucking train.
Did you see his robot buddies watching?
Yeah.
The two they're in the background just staring at it happen.
Oh, yeah. Let's trust the robots. They don't even look both ways. The train is loud as shit. It's barreling down on the intersection, and the robot's just like, I'm delivering food. Do-do-do-do-do. Fuck robots. They're stupid.
Should give them some ears. Hear the train.
Yep. Let's cast that green light movie, shall we? Because
Yeah, sure,
do you want to hear who we cast?
Oh my fucking God.
What happened? Well,
Okay.
Your dad.
Okay. So I bet on Tsitsipas, yeah? To
Yeah.
beat Borna Koric.
Yeah,
Borna has had a good history against Tsitsipas, but Tsitsipas is a great player.
Tsitsipas is the worst fucking.
So Tsitsipas wins the first set 6-4.
Yeah.
He's up a break at some point in the second, loses the second set 6-4.
Right.
So we're in the deciding third set. So I just cashed out when Koric is up a break at 3-2, serving 40-15. I threw my phone
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Well, now fucking Tsitsipas has come back to take a lead in this sixth game of the third set, and we're about to be back on serve. So I just cashed out units, I don't know, 1,000 of my units, and I'm going to lose. How many times can Borna Koric fuck us? It's never ending, apparently. I should jump back on that app, bet on Borna Koric, just so he can lose this match ultimately again.
You remember when you were like, I don't always listen to you?
Yeah.
Didn't hear a word you just said. Sorry you lost the bet.
Yeah, it's okay. No problem. Cool.
Hop back on that app. Throw some down. Winbet.com.
It's a law of averages, player.
It's not though. This is I might throw up about this. That's okay. All right, you ready?
Green light movie. Let's hear it.
Y'all cast.
So we casted everybody. Chris gave his people. Matt casted his movie.
How about
Scott
this
and
one?
I.
Young Steve Buscemi. Good looking Steve Buscemi.
Oh yeah.
And that's what you qualified that as.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Pedro Pascal.
Don't know who that is.
Narcos. Guy with the mustache. Handsome devil.
Okay.
I was happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made Kyle Jack
yeah,
Reacher.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
Dudes in here were trying to fuck Kyle. They were telling him he looked like Jack Reacher guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was just me, actually.
This guy.
Wow. Huh.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Who do y'all want to hear first? I'll give it to you. Give it to you straight.
Clockwise around the room. Go to Chris first.
Where's Noon? Okay, Chris. I got Will Smith.
Okay.
Oh no, handsome devil.
Yeah.
You got Will Smith energy.
I do?
Well, not like the hitting people. You're charismatic.
Yeah.
Leading man.
Okay.
All right. Going clockwise. Scott. Dave Franco. Yeah, brother of James. He's I have to give reasons for all these, huh?
No, not necessarily.
No.
Hip and fun and hot.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah, well, like sexy. Yeah. Fun time. Cowboy.
You think that guy's hot?
Dave Franco. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cowboy Reid. Jeff Bridges.
Would not make me uncomfortable at my house.
You got a lot of Jeff Bridges energy to you.
I
Cowboy.
appreciate that a ton.
Yeah. And Jeff Bridges can do anything.
I'll make some White Russians. I've thought about being Jeff Bridges for Halloween.
Yeah.
You need to see Dave Franco in 6 balloons. Not great, Bob.
Look at Scott. Yeah, that's
Dave Franco in
like
6
looking
balloons.
in a mirror.
Go ahead. No, Shia LaBeouf.
Kingston. I went with Sandra. I went with Sandra Oh.
What? Somebody else casted him as Asian.
Really?
Yeah.
It was me. I cast
Cast
myself.
Oh.
Yeah. Sandra Oh's a great actor. And yeah.
Her name's O?
Yeah, O-H.
That's cool as shit.
Yeah. Can we pull her up? I think you'll see not only
No, I got her on my little computer here too.
Yeah, last name's O. That's Kingston. I went to the trouble of adding Dr. Fax. Seth Rogen, I feel like is a good fit.
That's good.
Kyle, Danny DeVito. Now, Danny DeVito, I think it would just be funny because of Danny DeVito's very short.
Right.
Kyle's very tall.
Right. And hear Danny DeVito talking about being a guard in the NFL.
Yes.
just leaning over the table. talking away from the mic, breathing. Talking about line play and shit.
Bailey Zappi, make me happy. Bo Allen, I went Billy Bob Thornton. Professional actor.
Okay.
Another vibe thing. That's my green light movie.
Oh,
I didn't cast myself.
What are you casting Ryan Russillo if he's like a cameo? Ben Kingsley.
I know it might not seem like it. I spent a lot of time casting that movie. I might ask for a little bit more time.
Yeah, you got it.
I think Ryan could play himself.
Ryan could play himself. He is.
Matt's trying to fuck Ryan too because he put up Jason Statham on the. Goddamn, we are just.
I lost a tennis bet this week, an Australian named J. Statham, and I thought of the actor.
I know you got to sell a house, so you take care. Me and the boys are going to do a little Halloween segment.
Okay.
We'll miss you.
I'll miss you. My best costume ever, since you asked.
Okay.
I was Cavman for about a decade straight, which was cool. Would paint on the mustache.
You just
little
kept going.
goatee.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You didn't even change it?
Yeah, no.
Fucking, that's a freak show move. No
Macon,
offense.
you once had a mustache.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you looked exactly like Cabman,
Yeah,
a blonde
yeah,
Cabman.
yeah.
It was wonderful.
Thank you. That was the coolest I've ever looked. And my worst, I didn't know my sister made me a witch, and I didn't know witches were like female.
Well,
So I had I went to school with long black hair,
Can I get
like
a
the
pic-
pointy hat.
Can I
There's
get
a picture.
Can
Yeah,
I have it?
I don't know if you can have it. You can see it.
Okay.
And then like a wand or whatever the hell witches have.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a rough year.
Yeah.
Couple of years.
I was an astronaut, so I got these fake butt cheeks and put them on the back of an astronaut costume. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
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 See you, Meg.
Bye.
Transitioning to the best celebration of the year. It's Halloween. We're all dressed up.
Well, Reid, not the best holiday.
I think so.
Well, I don't know. That might make you a bad guy. I was just talking to Nate's mom and dad because they're in town. Shout out to the Collins as well because we got to spend last Saturday with your dad at the Yankees game. So they're in the Yankees game. So we're in the building And come to find out, Nate was not supposed to be celebrating Halloween because it's a pagan holiday.
And
So-
the trick was, when I was younger, how like my mom used to finesse me without kind of really knowing or feeling left out. I used to wear a Bernie Williams jersey to school on Halloween, and I would be Bernie Williams during Halloween. So like that was like kind of the way to stay kind of like close to the holiday.
The Bernie Williams loophole.
But
That's legendary.
But otherwise, Halloween
And shameful.
was the devil's holiday.
Yep. So Reid, maybe not. All right, Reid, go ahead. Continue.
Well, maybe not. But what are your? So Nate just gave Bernie Williams. What's
Yeah.
your favorite costume memory?
I told you, for me, it was an astronaut. It was
Yeah.
butt cheek. I had got some butt cheeks, and I wore an astronaut suit.
Good.
Pretty simple. It's like today I'm a Camel Light. Nate, you'd like this. Remember my favorite Nate costume? He actually won runner-up, or did you win the whole costume?
I got most creative,
which is basically like
I
winning
got
the whole.
Chris. Oh, this is it? No, is this it?
Yeah, that's your
Yeah.
award
Most original costume. This was my award from Chris's
at my house party.
house Halloween party.
So explain the
And
costume to the people.
I was a chipmunk, but I was in a monk's outfit, and I pinned a bunch of bags of chips.
Funyuns, to be exact,
Yeah.
which is technically, I don't know, it's dancing on the line there.
There were some other chips on there.
Yeah.
But I see you took. So you went the same
I was
route.
inspired by you.
Trying to be kind of like a meme.
Yeah,
costume.
I'm a Camel Light.
That I was trying to wonder what you were when I seen the social, like the pictures.
Camel Light.
And that's
Very
a good
harsh
outfit.
cigarette, by the way.
Harsh, as
Especially when you're not drinking.
yeah.
Oh man, I took a drag and I was done.
Not to put him out there, but Al used to smoke Camel
You can't do
darts.
that to Al, because Al's trying to sit here and be. Al's yeah, right, exactly. This is Nate's payback. He's just gonna say falsehoods about you two with you in the room.
Salem's.
So yeah.
Green,
Now keep-
yes. No, back in the day, I feel like the Camel, Joe Cool.
You feel like Joe Cool. Yeah. You still are Joe Cool. So Reid, what exercise are we doing today?
We're gonna do some code breaks.
Yeah, I love
I'm gonna
code
fire
breaks.
some code breaks at you guys. We need
Yeah.
a quick decision.
Yeah.
Giving out toothbrushes and toothpaste instead of candy. Code break.
I think there's a code break.
Code break. Instead of,
Just don't give anything out. It's better, like, don't get the kids' hopes up.
you can, I think, along with, if you want to do that, you should maybe give away like some sugar-free candy along with the
Yeah, just give out some
toothbrush.
sugar-free candy. Some
But
shit
if
with
you're-
stevia in
but
it
if
that's going
you're-
to kill you anyways.
But if you're an orthodontist or something, I feel like that's maybe a good, I'm giving out Pokemon cards.
If you're an orthodontist, get over yourself on Halloween. First off, it's a pagan holiday, so we shouldn't be handing out fucking candy on a pagan holiday. Second off, get over it. It's not your day. If you're an orthodontist, just stay inside. Like Macon, when I went down to trick or treat at Macon's house with the kids, and we went to the door and stuff. I look up, he's up there in an A shirt in the second, it's just standing in the second story window, just looking down at the people, like he didn't want to come out to pass the candy out. So if you're an orthodontist, stay in your house.
Turning out your lights and pretending not to be home.
We call-
Basically, what
again,
Macon did. Brian
not a
Wonderhorse
code
also
break.
does it.
We call that the Khalil Mack, right?
Oh yeah, he did that.
No, he put a security guard outside his house to tell everyone in the neighborhood our house is not participating in Halloween.
You know what? I don't blame him. Because guess what? People coming up there, they don't just want candy. So respectfully, I don't care. Like, you
Yeah.
want me to care about that? I don't care about that at all.
Or how about you do this? If you're a big time star
Yeah.
like yourself, you sign a bunch of cards and a bunch of memorabilia
Give the
that you
security
know
guard.
that the kids and the parents ultimately want, and you have a lollipop attached to it, and
How about the
everyone wins.
65% of Chicagoans who don't know that he lives there? So like then all of a sudden it's like, hey, Khalil Mack lives here. You can't win, dude. Here's what you got to do on Halloween. Yeah, it's not a code break. Stay inside with the lights off.
How about scaring kids with, having a scary front walk? Things that pop out.
Oh no,
Like a house,
That's
a
not a
haunted
code break.
house.
that's not a
in
code
your
break.
front-
That's part of the fun.
That's part of Halloween.
That's
Yeah.
part of the fun.
Yeah.
That's when you can get the cool Ring doorbell videos of
Yep.
kids being afraid of your doings.
I just seen a funny video of that, like a kid like messing with one of the display ones, and it seemed like it wasn't scary, and
Pops
it was
up.
like it popped up last minute, and the little girl just hit the ground away
It's not
from
cool.
it.
It's not that stuff. That stuff's a little over the top. If you're gonna put a haunted walkway up to your house, make it obvious. Make it obvious so that some parents can be like, hey, because I got a 6 and 3-year-old, like, let's not go here. Because if I walk up to the front door and there's one of these like pop out things,
Yeah.
like first off, yeah, if you're a person and you're gonna pop out, like I'm gonna punch you in the face or attack you. Like it's just my reflex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
And then
see a lot
also
of
you could
those.
traumatize my kids. So
I
just
haven't
make
done-
it obvious.
That's the reason why I don't think I would like. I've done haunted houses before,
Yeah.
but I haven't done the interactive ones,
Yeah.
like where they jump out and grab you, because I feel like reaction wise,
We need to go see the ghosts in down in Texas. Well, that's for another conversation.
How about calling the cops on kids who TP or egg in a house? You're driving down the street or you're walking and you see kids that are doing some naughties on Halloween.
Oh no, I'm gonna
We
run
calling
them
the
down
cops?
and slash their tires.
Their bike tires, if they're on
Take
bikes.
justice into my own hands. I'm gonna run them down, and I don't know what I'm gonna do to them.
You're the
I just wanna get
redacted
there, you're
neighborhood
gonna be like,
watchman.
if somebody eggs my house, I'm kind of pissed off. I don't care how old you are. I used to do that shit all the time. Like I used to TP people's houses and stuff.
I think honestly, for me, like I probably, instead of calling the cops to make it serious,
I'm gonna call their school.
I'm gonna try to egg them. Like I'm gonna take it into my own hands and be like, hey, you know what? I'll war with you. Like leave the houses alone, and we can war.
How are you gonna catch them? You don't see them, dude.
No, yeah, we will.
They're just rolling up. They're hitting your house and they're going.
Stakeout.
If I can find out who they are, I'm gonna call their teachers.
Their teachers?
Oh, really? Make their life hell? Yeah. Do you want to be petty? I'll be petty. And young people now, they're the most sensitive people in the world, but they're the most asshole people in the world. And they would probably be mad I called their teachers. They'd probably make a big deal about it.
Or their coach.
Or their coach.
Their coaches.
Yeah, cut into your playing time.
How about wearing a costume to work at a more
At a more
workplace?
not a code break. If somebody's,
Right.
if somebody's mad at you, unless you work in the seminary, obviously not cool, pagan holiday, right?
The what?
Unless you're working the seminary.
What's that?
I'm not exactly sure, but it has something to do with nuns,
Gods and
priests.
Jesus.
Where people
Priest,
learn, it's where
priest.
people learn
Yeah.
to become
Priest.
priests.
That's the monastery. The seminary is the
I thought you were saying cemetery wrong.
no, no, Nate. Seminary. It's where the guy. Yeah, you know.
Okay, I just learned that word today. So
No, but if you have a problem with somebody wearing a costume to work, like get over yourself.
This is like the Office episode when Pan goes to corporate.
When Pam goes to corporate,
Pam, yeah, she goes to corporate, and everybody in Scranton wore the costumes on Halloween. Nobody at corporate wore Halloween costumes.
yeah,
and
yeah,
she's
yeah.
Charlie Chaplin.
yeah. Well, you know what? Oh, I remember the Charlie Chaplin
Yeah,
thing. That was good. I would not be mad at my employees if they rolled up in a costume.
yeah.
How about wearing a significant other's costume? So it's like a pair,
Not
like
a
two
Cobra.
Coca-Cola cans, or
Not a code break.
Wearing,
is that what you're doing, Nate?
Not a code break.
what are you being?
We're being
What,
skeletons.
yeah, what are they being?
Skeletons. But we had limited options because there are not a lot of outfits for a large man like myself. So
I almost picked you up a Charizard today at Party Starts Here. Usually they got one in 2X or whatever.
oh yeah?
Yeah, but I
That'd've
just
been
forgot
cool.
about Amp today.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. That's why I didn't want to waste my outfit for today. But
Yeah.
we're live streaming on Sunday,
Yeah, live stream. We'll wear
which
more
is
costumes
actually
Sunday.
on Halloween.
That's
So
great. Well, Monday.
I'll be
Monday.
there.
Monday.
No, oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nate's outside your
31st.
house with a bucket on Sunday night.
But I figured, wouldn't the kids be trick or treating like on the weekend, or they're gonna
Maybe
go on
so.
on the school?
No.
That's a code break right there. If it's Monday and you as a parent send your kids out on Sunday, is that a code break? Because all these people probably aren't expecting it.
As a kid who grew up in a house where we'd celebrate Christmas on different days because of football and my dad's work, like I don't care. Everything's
So
above
if a
board.
kid shows up to your door on Sunday and says, trick or treat,
oh no, I got the lights off both
you
days.
get the, okay.
So
All right.
that's the question. Is it a code break to force going up to someone's house when you see all the lights off?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like what if I see that you're inside, but your front porch like is not inviting, or I can see kind of lights inside.
You can stand out there all night with your kids. You're not going to be able to guilt trip me.
But a lot of people have Ring doorbells now, so I can ring the doorbell
I'm
and
gonna
know,
turn it off. I
and
don't
know,
have a Ring
hey,
doorbell.
it's going to your phone. Like, hello,
I don't have
are
a
there
Ring
any-
doorbell. I don't have a Ring doorbell. We'll play the waiting game. How late can your kids stay up? You want some candy? How late can your kids stay awake?
He'll be waiting for you to leave for work in the morning.
Good. Kid's gonna be out there swaying.
How about regulating the candy intake of your kids at Halloween, on Halloween night? They've got all their candy. They're super stoked on their take.
You got to answer that.
No, I don't really do that. Now, my kids are 6 and 3. Like at that age, they do have a bedtime, and we have to deal with it. And one of the things that I didn't anticipate about being a parent when it comes to bedtime is like you want your kids to go to bed so you can just hang out. Like you don't get any time. So, like I do have to watch my 6 and 3-year-olds candy intake, but at like 12 or 13, I have pushed it to the limit. Did you ever get a real sugar buzz, Reid?
Yo, yeah.
Like where you're
throw
like,
up?
wow, what is this feeling? Like
Indeed.
it feels better than being drunk. It feels better than being high.
All the energy in the world. It's like the movie Over the Hedges when the squirrel, Steve Carell, has too much candy and he just...
You know what like is the only candy that used to really make me feel like that, like when I was younger? Pixie sticks. Like that
Dude,
sugar.
I mean, that's literally
the
like...
sugar in that,
sugar,
like,
yeah.
like I could just remember like pouring 1 or 2 of those in my mouth in class, and then like for the next 30 minutes being like, yeah, like I really like feel this.
Yeah, it's a buzz.
You could have fights with those. It was fun. You do sword fights. Those things hurt.
You know what I used to pick through looking for with the little Tootsie Rolls? Not just the chocolate ones, but the yellow ones and the blue ones.
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
fruit-
Fruit flavored.
White Airheads. Give me a whole bucket of white Airheads.
The mystery color ones.
Yeah, it's not a mystery. It's delicious.
I seen a meme that made me like laugh and giggle, and they were like Twizzlers and like Airheads taste like they're one step away from being plastic.
They do, but they're so good, bro.
So good.
And the consistency really works.
It really
And then they got the exotic flavors. Like, fuck it, I'll try some mango Twizzlers. No idea how this is gonna. No idea, but I'll try it.
the
All right.
Twizzlers with the gel in it.
All right.
How about giving out homemade treats, like in plastic bags? Or
Nope,
Ziplocs?
nope,
no.
can't
It's a
do
code break
that.
nowadays, isn't it?
Can't do that. I got no
Cold break.
Nope. I don't even trust half the potluck stuff that I attend. Like, I know what no.
How about dressing up as someone without their permission?
Dressing up as
Like,
someone without their
as someone
permission?
you go as Macon.
No, that's not code break because I thought about doing that. I just didn't want to stop at Joseph A. Banks and get a quarter zip. I literally drove right by that motherfucker and went to Party Starts Here. So, yeah, no, it's not a code break. It just takes a lot of effort when you're imitating Macon.
How about hitting a house a second time as a trick-or-treater? You're running around.
code
You
break.
know they gave out some good candy.
Definitely not a cold break. What?
Wait till you're tired
you-
at night.
So if it's not a code break, do you switch costumes with somebody, or you just like, no shame, I'm running up there. They're going to recognize me. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm thinking at the end of the day,
Send one skeleton up the first time.
if it's a house that has bomb candy like that, they're probably getting so many trick-or-treaters that they're not worried about it.
You think?
Yeah. Are you gonna if you're the person handing out the candy at your house, you think you're gonna remember Superman like 2 flashes,
Yeah, dude, I have like a real good memory.
and you're gonna be like, hey, and would you stop them?
They told me the other day I got a great memory. Yeah, and I would stop them.
You would stop them? You would
Yeah.
stop a kid from getting another
I
candy
wouldn't
bar.
stop them, but I would definitely side-eye the dog shit out of the parent.
Side-eye
Or
is
at the
worth-
very least,
If I'm a
like,
kid, side eye is worth the extra candy bar.
that's fine. But I might be like, hey, where do you live? And then mess with you because it's your parents. The parents are the one that are charting that route. Now, if they're teenagers, it's a whole nother thing. If they're teenagers are adults. Like, they're basically adults. You can talk to them like adults, man. Like, come on, get the fuck out of here, dude. My house again? Like, I'll call your parents.
And then they're gonna be like, dude, you're Chris Long, like chill out.
And I'll be like, watch your mouth, dude. I am at the age now where
You're gonna sack me?
That's pretty good. No, I'm going to call the police.
Last thing, what's your worst costume in your own history? We talked about your best, your most favorite. Worst costume.
In my history, man.
I know mine. When I was a kid, my parents dressed me up as a Native American, and they put a paper grocery bag around me and like cut up the sides of it, and I would go around doing like calls and stuff.
Canceled.
Did you just
Canceled.
your parents don't listen to this pod, do they?
Definitely not. And they're progressive. Like I'm surprised looking back.
Talk about.
Those white liberals you got to worry about.
I'm just realizing this, but you're Ralphie, right?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
I am dressed as a
that
big
is
bunny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You know who Ralphie is, right?
From
You
the-
shoot your eye out. That's who he's dressed up
Yeah.
as.
Hey, you know, I was at Party Starts Here, and I heard these two kids. This is pretty funny because I don't think this. I know the answer to this, but these two kids that walk up and they're looking at the wall. They're like college kids, and they're like, "Oh, a monk." I don't know. Is that offensive?
We're so
You
screwed.
gotta ask that kind of question.
I was like, why don't you ask the people that are? Yeah, I mean, like monks. Monks the safest thing in the world, dude.
But if you don't know, you don't know.
There's
Like,
monks. Monk is such a multicultural word. Like there's white monks, there's monks of every creed, and you know what I mean. Like, aren't there a lot of different kind of monks?
goes to show the type of world we're in right now.
Yeah,
But you
people
have
are
to sit and
people are a
think
little
about that.
gun shy at the costume store, as they should be. There's some really asinine costumes out there, but monks, I'm just like monks. I think we're good. Yeah. Okay. Happy Halloween, everybody. We have Amazon Amp to do right now, so we're
We'll
gonna set
catch
up
you
for
on
that.
Sunday with our live stream,
Live
Monday with the
stream.
recap show.
Yep. Dr. Fax will be there.
Let's go.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.